Kaziranga itself, so they were also with us. So the entire contingent went there to tranquilize the tigress, but unfortunately she leaped at us and launched a fierce attack on us. So one of our Mahut, namely Mr. Setyaban Pek, was injured, and finally he was admitted to hospital.
The slight lashing of the tail indicates sensitivity to a possible threat. Mike has spoken of floating over the edge of the lion's comfort zone. Whether he can exit safely is another matter. The second lion seems to be regaining its confidence. If it joins the proceedings, Mike's situation will become doubly precarious. Mike plays the lion along, trying to keep its psyche balanced on the razor's edge between interest and caution, or between attack and retreat. By looking away from Mike, the lion avoids a direct staring match, and at the same time shows its teeth in profile. The pose is partly defensive, partly threatening. Mike lies back in the grass. This is the least threatening, most submissive pose he can adopt. It also means that if the lion decides to attack, he will have no time to get to his feet. An exploratory jab with a paw could remove Mike's face.
One of the things that you notice when you're really close to a lion and his mouth's open is the very black lip and his canines, which is obviously his weapons that should anything go wrong, that's what he's going to tear you apart with. So one thing that's very prominent is that black lip and the huge canine. I mean, the circumference of the bottom of that canine was about bigger than $1, you know, so very sharp. I could even see the saliva on his lips, and he got very interested in me at the end, came in very close, which probably made him a little more braver than, he was braver than I. I always backed off out of his circle so that I didn't become too obvious a prey. You know, if something doesn't move and he comes in and he sniffs, and he likes what he smells, he's going to give you a cuff. And if that cuff knocks you out or injures you or draws blood, the whole process changes. The cogs go forward and that's what becomes a kill. So are lions man-eaters? This morning it didn't look like. He was very interested as a toy or a plaything, but I don't think he saw me as a food source. You can imagine that you can threaten the king of beasts with a toilet roll, and that's simply not to knock him out with or, you know, shed tears, but it's basically an object that if he comes right in and it looks as though he's going to have a go at me, I'm going to use this either to throw at him, to make contact with him, or to throw past him, which will distract him for a second. It'll catch his eye, and in that second, that's the second I need to get myself out of the predicament I've just got myself into.
Would Mike be able to
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Start moving.